Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Punkify here again for MMOBomb.com, and I'm coming at you with another First Impressions. Today we're taking a look at a game called Chaos Heroes Online, which is a new MOBA that's being published by Area Games, and it's actually based on an old Warcraft 3 version of Dota. So for those of you who weren't around during the original Dota time in Warcraft 3, there was actually several versions of the Dota mod out there and sort of being played. Of course, the most popular one was Dota All-Stars, which eventually became Dota 2, but there was also Dota Outland and more specifically Dota Chaos. Now Dota Chaos, after the popularity of the Warcraft 3 version of Dota All-Stars died down, Dota Chaos went on to have some popularity in the Korean market and actually garnered enough of a following for a true sequel for itself to be published. So that's where Chaos Heroes Online comes in. So while Dota All-Stars became Dota 2, Dota Chaos became Chaos Heroes Online. So you will see some similarities between this and the original Dota, but of course this game has its own sort of variations to that gameplay, and so we're going to talk about those once we get into the game and start playing. Now I'm already in queue here. Queues tend to take a fairly long amount of time, about 10 minutes or so on average. Looks like I just missed a queue from the last group, but I have found that on EU you get more players at a time versus North America, and I haven't really seen too much of a lag issue. So I've just been playing on the European servers. Now, before we jump in, I will show you this quest system here, and basically this allows you to gain extra experience or in-game currency so that you can use that in the cash shop, or you can just of course level your account up much quicker. So these are all based on just doing certain things in the game. This phase 1 that I finished allowed me to acquire a certain amount of gold and then get a certain amount of assist, and then that allowed me to gain specific rewards. If I finish this phase 2, which is kill these certain types of neutral creeps, so level 7 neutral creeps and level 8 neutral creeps, as well as getting a total score of 9,490, I'm able to then get this Mystic Essence here, which allows me to then craft, or it's part of the items necessary to craft specific gear in the game. So that's another different option that's available in Chaos Heroes Online versus Dota or League of Legends. It's kind of similar to Strife, if you guys have played that, whereby you can craft your own specific recipe and it'll have like a better variation of the original or just a different variation. I already have one item at my disposal that I was able to find just at the end of a match here. I'll go to crafted items. You'll see here the Infernal Boots. Now I don't actually have like a normal version of these boots. This is like a completely separate version I found. It actually has its own unique graphic there, if you'll notice there. I think it gives me a extra attack 1 and +5 to attributes here. And you'll notice if I hover over each of these, they each have their own specific sort of like variation in what they add to the game. The menu system here is kind of hard to go through these items and see exactly what each of them does. It kind of makes it a little bit difficult to read the text and kind of get a gist of it. You have to just sort of play the game, but there is quite a number of items already in the game for you to use. And then also it uses a consumable system, which you can have your own specific consumables here if you notice, but there's also consumables you get in the game that you can use at any time, and those are things like health potions or maybe Vampira potions to get lifesteal. Some of them are repel potions, which allow you to be invulnerable to damaging abilities from other heroes, kind of like a BKB or Black King Bar if you played Dota. But these are all activatable at any time so long as you have enough gold to purchase it. There's also a diffusal one, so you can diffuse that invulnerability too. So there is counterplay to certain types of potions that you can play in the game, as well as just different abilities as well. The Fusel Blade works not only for the potions but for abilities. And that all, you know, it gets better, easier to explain once the actual match begins. So I've kind of gone through the basics here. There is different heroes. As you'll notice, there's actually quite a large roster of heroes here. And this quest map, which I'll show you right now, this kind of gives you an idea of how many different types of quests you can currently do in the game. This map is actually fairly large. There's this area over here to the left and right that hasn't been opened up yet. But these different quests allow you to sort of chain unlock them based on doing certain criteria. So I just recently unlocked Malphus here just by reaching level 2, and by doing that I'm able to actually gain the use of this hero in battle for 3 days, I believe, just by getting to level 2. So some of the heroes allows you to try in the game just by reaching certain milestones. Other ones that'll give you permanently, although I did get those early on, so I don't know if it was just giving me a couple heroes just to get started. But it does use what it seems to be a League of Legends style gameplay where you get those heroes just simply by playing the game and getting the currency and then unlocking them in the store, if you will. Alright, so there's the area points, there's the soul stones, and then there's the game points used to buy items or heroes. The items that I mentioned, those are also the different variations of the crafted items. Not only do you get these in-game just after the match is over, through like lock boxes or just random drops, you can also buy them in the cash shop. However, you're not able to buy them for real currency. So, you know, there's not that pay-to-win aspect in that regards. Alright, so here's the current options for the different types of heroes that I can choose from. Now, I do not recall whether or not I'm only locked into certain heroes based on the side. You'll notice there's two separate sides here. And so if I'm looking at this, let me see, I'm trying to see if I actually can see the guy from the previous side. I don't actually see him, so it does look like, at least in this game mode, it is locked based on whichever side. Kind of like Dire and Ancient side from Dota 2, if you will. That guy looks like Hellscream, or, you know, any ogre from the original Warcraft. And you kind of notice that. Let's see, we got some tanks here. What does this guy do? He's a fighter. This guy is also a tank. And then we got Serena here, which is a carry. So we could probably go with another carry here, or a support. I kind of want to go with a carry. Oh, I didn't get to click anything because I was too slow. We're going to go with Goatman over here. All right. So we'll go with Goatman. We get it loaded into the game here. You can kind of see everybody loading in at once. Luckily, I am able to sort of talk to everybody in this chat box before we get into the game itself. So you can kind of like figure out your lanes and everything before the actual match starts itself. So this map that we're loading into is kind of like the staple map. It's a tri-lane map with different sort of areas for you to kill jungle monsters, much like in Dota or League of Legends. The actual jungle itself is in a different sort of layout than you would expect from Dota. So there is some changes there. And then also there is a teleportation sort of, I don't know, it's a structure, I guess. It's just, I don't know what it's called, like a portal. It's like a teleportation portal that you can go through, which will teleport you from the bottom of the map to the top and vice versa. There's also other things in the game which are just better left to be described once we get in here. Looking on my side, I guess I'm still the Goatman. I can't really tell here. But I have noticed that in the game, there is quite a number of heroes that look very similar to the original Dota versions. And in fact, there was a video, I think, from Area Games that talked about the similarities. And the fact that they use a lot of the inspiration from the original Dota mods that both of the games came from, you're going to see a lot of different sort of heroes. So you're like, hey, that reminds me of Bristleback from Dota 2, or Invoker from Dota 2, or etc. I have noticed that quite a lot. First time that champ. All right, easy win. All right. People still talking here. Match is about to begin. 91% here, 90% on the left. Hopefully this doesn't take too much longer to play. Who's playing Leehart? Am I playing Leehart? I don't know who's playing Leehart. Who? Who's playing Leehart? This is Leehart? I don't know who's Leehart. I don't know any of these. This is the one thing with any sort of like MOBA, is that if you don't know who is who, I don't even know the name of my guy. I didn't see it too fast. I've only played like maybe I think 3 matches up to this point. So, alright, let's go ahead and get into this. 91% Lazarus, come on, man. So close here. I don't want to have to edit this, but I will if you make me. I wish that it could sort of like do the strife thing where you can load into the game even before everybody is in the game to start. But luckily there's also the pause option, so you can pause the game once it starts. So while we're waiting for this other player, I'm already able to show you some of the other UI. If you notice here, it kind of very similarly looks something like Dota, or if you say the old Dota, you know, Warcraft 3, specifically Dota. Down here, we get our options for, you know, just choosing our abilities. So Sickle Frenzy swings his sickle with blinding speed, inflicting damage and reducing movement speed. Absorbs the power of Dark Shadows, temporarily renders him immune to magic. Casts a spell of darkness that burns the enemy. So this does 33% damage to structure. There are some abilities that do more damage to certain structures. In fact, certain abilities will deal quite a number of damage to structures, in fact. So like I mentioned before, you don't actually have to, I guess we're gonna, let's double melee down there. I'll come down here. This guy is still trying to load in. Come down here. This guy is making a path already through the forest. So one of the first things I'll sort of want to mention is the fact that the map is unfortunately probably one of the one of the lowest points of the game, if you will. The graphics in this game, it's quite clear that this game had sort of an audience in the East before it made its way to the West, because it definitely feels much more like a Warcraft 3 style mod or version of Dota than, say, something that uses the Source engine or what have you. Alright, so we'll come back here. So these down here, these are all the different types of potions that we have access to. I can actually hit C to cycle through some of them, and these are usable at any time as long as I have the gold to buy them. So at any point I can just do that, and then actually hitting Z on the game will allow me to teleport immediately back to base no matter what. There's no way to stop it. There's no item that you can use, there's no ability that will interrupt it. It's kind of like a get out of jail free card, if you will. You may have noticed also that there are 2 towers here. I think overall collectively it's like the equivalent of 1 tower. Let's see, I'll go ahead and get that ability here. What is this? Increase attack by 20. Each attack has a 33% chance to inflict 50 magic damage. And it looks like it's a passive too. I kind of like, my character looks a lot like those creatures in Warcraft. I forget what they're called. They're like little fell demon things. I totally forget what they're called. This guy over here is killing off the enemy camps. I'm going to glean a little bit of experience from that. Not bad. And you may notice that minions die really fast to these towers. In fact, it's so fast that you really have to have a commit to killing one of these towers in lane. The minions really don't have the power to kill them themselves, I have found. In fact, these towers will actually regenerate over time. So it just, again, makes it very important to do so. Alright, what's this guy's name? Okay, that's not actually. Looks like someone wants us to buy a gem. Oh, come back over here. Being restricted. Holy crap. Don't kill me. I live. Alright, so now I know a little bit of what happens. I can use Z. Again, I could have used Z at that time to regen, but unfortunately I didn't. I don't really want to waste it because it's a pretty long cooldown. It's like 5 minutes or something like that. These guys have quite the long range attacks, unfortunately. But I can just come up here during, so I have 900 gold now, so I can start buying the next part. If I didn't buy that item to increase my health by 200, I would have definitely died. And I have to get really close to this fountain too in order to regenerate my health, which takes quite a while. Alright, so the next thing it's recommending that I get is the Ring of Regeneration to use on the Helmet of Iron Strength. Alright, so coming down here. What is this guy's abilities? I wish I could see his ability. He's buying... Oh, I thought he was buying 3 pairs of boots for a second. It's Fairy Slippers times 2, so +7 agility. Kind of reminds me of the sort of slippers. I think they're slippers, or just like the Agi item that you can buy in Dota. Definitely seeing a lot of similarities at times. You may be wondering what this sort of 2 icon is. That is sort of telling me what level of the skill I have. So there's no like bar or anything, it just kind of says 2, and so that way you know. There is last hitting in this game, although there is no denying, so it is important that I try to get some of these last hits. And I'm not really sure for sure, but I think by having someone in each lane, you do get some like bonus gold per second. Although it kind of looks like +2 a second right now, so maybe not. It just seems like I accrue. So yeah, right there, like it's gaining. I'm gaining gold at like a weird rate, which I think is based on the fact that there's people in multiple lanes at once. Now there is also a time limit. Let's see if I can find it in the match. Ooh, hey, what's this guy doing? Oh, I wanted to get that skill so bad. Oh, no, 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 no. Whoa, he got to level up. He got to level up. Let's back up there. That was totally a kill on our part. All right, so see, I can hit... It's 20 gold to use a potion, so I can pop that, use a potion here, regenerate that HP. I can't believe we didn't kill that guy. Like, it was right underneath the towers. I did read some sort of developer interviews talking about how the towers work in general. And I noticed that they said that you really are going to want to have a tank to sort of tank these, because the creeps themselves will just die almost immediately to the towers, and the towers don't seem to do that much damage later on to players who have sort of spec'd up to be tanks. Did we get first blood? Good. I think that's first blood on our side though, so I can't actually use my special ability, unfortunately. Whoa! Whoa! He's level 6. I was literally stunned that entire time. Holy crap, 938 damage? Whoa, that shackle lasted forever too. Holy crap. Alright, so 2 of us are dead in here. I'm still level 5. Man, I thought I could use any of those abilities, but I guess not. Maybe if I bought a Dispel, I would have been able to do it. Oh, Jesus Christ, he just blew me up like that. That's a really long stun. See, look how long he stuns him. He's stunning him at the tower for literally his entire life. Holy crap, did he at least die? Maybe not. And look, there's this like Phoenix Apocalypse there. Holy crap, that's pretty crazy. Oh man, that's a lot of damage. See, like there's the portal going off, if you will. And during that portal, you can't really do any damage to him. There we go. At least I got a kill finally. Man, that's a very strong ability. The combo down here is so crazy. Being able to stun someone pretty much their entire life. I am quite impressed with that. What does this do? He strikes the enemies with his scythe, stunning them and inflicting damage. Some of the damage returns as HP. I gotta watch out for that. Oh, I was looking at that guy for a second. So lots of guys down here now. This guy's got a giant staff that he's using. I'm pretty low HP. I can hit V here. Unfortunately, V doesn't bring up what I need. Alright, let's buy that item. Alright, we've combined. Now we have the separate item here. They're making a lot of progress on this bottom tower. Oh, let's back up just a bit here. Need some help down here. There's 3 here middle. Oh god! No, I'm dead. I'm dead. Oh man, where's the rest of my team? Oh, he's finally coming. Okay. Did he actually get a kill on there? No. It's hard to see that on the map. Man, I'm not doing very well at all. Unfortunately. It's that stun, man. That's wow, he has so many items already. He's got Doom Gloves, Ring of Regeneration. He's got like 6 item slots there. Still waiting to be resurrected down here. So we're not doing too well. There is a time limit. It says time over here 8 minutes. I think the time limit is like 50 in total. I've never actually had a game go too long for that, but unfortunately I'm only level 6 now. They have a level 9 and then a level 8 here as well. Look how fast this guy is taking damage. Holy crap. And he's already level 8. I'm level 6 here. So we're not doing so well, unfortunately. This is not the game you're looking for. That's a pretty awesome little scythe thing, though. Unfortunately, I'm just taking absolute. Well, I mean, that thing, it does so much damage across the entire. Holy crap! That's so strong. I can't do anything against that. I didn't even know that was still like. How much damage did that do? I wish I could like pull it back up. I think it did like 900, 800. That's so, man. Not really sure how to counter. I mean, I can inflict 600 damage on the target, stunning them for 2.5 seconds. Should just start opening with that, because right now it's not. I'm not having a good game. One kill, 3 deaths. I don't even know how I got that kill. I guess. Man, oh man, though that explosion is so strong. He's stunning him for. Look how long that stun is. Holy crud. That is such a long stun. That's also the Sentinel. It actually moves. It's sort of like a mobile tower of sorts. There's the 2 primary Sentinels. Can't get this guy, unfortunately. I'm just so slow. Despite having those boots. I have also noticed that players are pretty verbally abusive, even in the early, beta as it is, which is kind of funny considering this game has yet to make it out of. Die already! Jesus, there we go. There we go. Finally getting somewhere. Holy crap. That took way too long to make happen. Go ahead and get my 3rd. Just like Dota, I've found that a lot of your abilities are passives. Oh, man, I seem to get like a ton of experience. Oh, it's just Level 8 rock monster. So I'm level 7. Let's see actually how... Oh no, this thing stuns me. Some minions in the jungle will stun you. There isn't sort of like a Roshan or Baron, if you will. So you're unable to fight for like a big buff or, you know, gold increase or Aegis or what have you. Can I use that on towers? Nope, can't use that on towers. So he's kind of acting as a tank. You notice he's sort of regenerating the HP. We're making good progress here. We're going to try to kill this last tower really quickly if we can. Come on, just finish out the tower, man. And there's the Inferno. It's doing so much damage. There we go. There's the explosion that kills absolutely everybody. So I can just sort of invincible out here. I'm stunned, but hey, it doesn't actually matter. He can't kill me out of this. So I can teleport back to base. Now when I teleport back to base, I don't directly teleport into the fountain. I have to go walk to it. But that's a get out of jail free card, and it's very, very useful. Is it 4v5? Oh, we're all here. So we have made a little bit of progress down there. 92% to 91%. So we actually have 1% on them, despite the fact that I think they've got 2 kills. Yeah, they have 2 kills on us. We're not that far behind, actually.
Are you afraid?
Using my W, I'm able to basically have like a free... Oh, hey.
Oh, a new offering.
Come on. Yes, there. Let's go invulnerable here. He can't use his special ability. Oh, man, we're gonna... Yes, nice. And they keep saying portal kill. I'm not quite sure. I think that means that they came out of the portal to get the kill. The portals are like right there and right here on the map. They did push middle here. And I took a lot of damage. And I can hit 3 here to buy just a regeneration potion, which will regenerate both my HP and my mana. Fortunately, though, I have like 80 seconds on my ultimate. It's very strong for a single target, but I'm really weak for AoE. I don't have that much AoE. I think Q, inflicting damage, reducing movement speed, but that's all targeted on one person. Got a lot of damage up there, though. Good job. I will be contributing to this. Alright, so what do we want to buy next? I bought my 2 main items. Warrior Claw sounds pretty awesome.
Item is not for sale yet.
What?
Go ahead and buy some attack speed and some damage there. But they are so strong up there. I am pretty squishy. My ultimate really... I wish there was like cooldown reduction or something.
Tower destroyed. Vicious predator.
So you may notice it said wanted. A certain individual was wanted, and that's the reason. The reason for that, rather, is that basically it's like a gold bounty, if you will. Oh my God, the damage on that. See, can I get him? Oh no, let's just slowed, but I'm gonna back up here. I got 10 seconds of this sort of like magic and vulnerability. It's pretty useful against all that stuff, I have to say. Oh man, it's the bomb. Oh man, it's the bomb. Immunity! Yes! So there was using the immunity potion there to become immune to... I think that was his ultimate too, so that was pretty awesome there. This guy's clearing out some trees there. Alright, I've got my ultimate now. My ultimate is so strong. Now if I can get to this guy, there we go. He's stunned. He's down. Really wish I had a way to speed myself up though. You know, there's things like 4 staffs and what have you. Oh, come on, right here. There we go. I need a little bit more mana. Can't use... Aw, see? That's really frustrating, honestly. Because if someone, let's say for example, someone is like really far ahead and you guys manage to have a good team fight and get him super low. Well, if he's been ahead for most of the game, chances are he hasn't probably used... I'll just go ahead and use his portal so you can see it. Oh, hey. That guy's level 14 though. I do not want to fight him. But chances are... Let's go ahead and kill these little level 2 imps here. What was I saying? Yeah, chances are his portal or his teleport would automatically be up because he hasn't really had to use it because he's been ahead. You can also use, by the way, you can also use invulnerability potion to block that stun, if you will. But I don't need it. God, this guy hits so hard. All right, there, killed 135. So you can see my solo hunting over here. I still need to kill a level 7 camp, although I did kill a level 8. My total score is 5,100 right now. But I'm pretty low here, and I don't want to really spend too much extra gold. I mean, I could spend the 20 gold to regen, but I'm pretty close, so I'll just kind of come back here really quickly and heal up.
Time to kill.
Alright, so what have I been working on? What was I working on? I was working on these demon claws, that's right. Alright, so got some passive armor plus 5 attributes. And got myself some nice wound claws when attacking, reduce target's armor. Nice, nice. This inflicts damage around me, so I can go with flame cloak. So it inflicts some persistent damage around me, which is nice. Again, someone just getting the get out of jail free card. I mean, they're on pretty long cooldowns. So, I mean, it is like a very crucial thing to get for players to have done. But it's still it's almost like frustrating because it's kind of like, it doesn't matter if you got a good gank, it doesn't matter what you did. As long as they have that Z and you can't, you know, keep them stunned before, then they'll just, you know, pop Z and YOLO and get out of there, no problem. So, not necessarily too happy with that currently. Alright, buy that other piece of armor there. I don't want to push up past this tower too. I always have found that the mid towers are always some of the hardest towers to get rid of. Holy crap, I'm taking a lot of damage there. Alright, so this is an opportunity. See, like, 2 of us have used this, so they just basically destroyed all of us but 1 person. So they got 2 kills, we got 1, I guess, but 2 of us were able to pop out of there. And you just kind of watch your HP levels to make sure that's not too low. But they didn't really do too much. We didn't get too much damage done to them, unfortunately. And look how fast they're attacking here, unfortunately. We're not doing too swell. They're pushing up middle pretty hardcore. We haven't managed to get those 2. Those are really important towers to get middle, but for some reason they just seem very hard to sort of capitalize on, if you will. Alright, can I buy the next portion of this? Alright, so I can make this into that item. And now what does it do? 20 magic damage every 4 and 5 seconds. So it's basically level 2 immolation. Oh god, invulnerability. Get away. No, dang it. So, using a vulnerability potion there, but they just have lots of attack damage, unfortunately. And also level 14. You look at this guy here, 360 damage. It does give you like a decent breakdown of how much damage you took. Whenever your HP falls to a certain level, you become stronger. So this guy just got innately stronger by being low HP, which is why he's able to just wreck us like that. Dang it, dang it, dang it. 12 to 16 here. They have quite the building score above us now, unfortunately. So I can increase my attack speed, get some extra armor there, and eventually have this inflicts 5+ additional damage for 5 seconds when hero receives damage, and it can stack it to 5 times. So it's pretty nice there, and I definitely need that armor. Oh, forgot to boost my attack star. So you can just hit A and then click on these to destroy them. You don't need like a quelling blade or anything to do that specifically. And they're making a lot of progress up there. That guy actually died. Wait, did he die? No, he just backed off. No, I don't want to surrender. Not gonna surrender like that. It's not quite over just yet. We just need a good team fight, I think. Oh man, let's do this. How am I not able to attack this guy? How am I not able to attack this guy? What the heck? That guy just totally just stood there. He had some kind of vulnerability on him the whole time. I wasn't even able to do enough damage. And he just absolutely annihilated us there. So that's the thing. Like, even when you think that they're low HP, I mean, again, I don't have all the items. I don't really know. I received 600 bonus gold. Not sure how I got that. Did someone leave? Maybe not. I don't know. But they're attacking hardcore. Now, once they get past these, you get into the barracks. If they destroy the barracks, minions won't spawn from there. And if they destroy all of the 3 sentinels, they'll be able to attack this Worm of the Dead. This is kind of like a base defender, if you will. It does AoE damage around. But ultimately, they need to destroy these towers and then the Luca Dun's heart, if you will. From what I can tell, I mean, the game certainly has its level of sort of like, oh my god, that seems so overpowered abilities, much like the original Dota, and Dota 2 for that respect. I myself, I'm not a huge fan of it just because it kind of seems like it's kind of hard to tell exactly what's going on a lot of times. Let's just kill that guy. I mean, look at that. This guy is just like, well, I mean, look, he totally didn't even, what? I did like my ultimate on him and everything. This guy just walks around and kills everybody like it's nothing. Look at that. That is so strong. Alright, I think there's like an option to surrender now. If you look at the bounty here, he's got 200 gold on him, 250, and then 50 for them. I think on our side there was 150 for our guy, but he was killed, unfortunately. Man, oh man, these guys are way stronger than us now. But hopefully that gives you like an early sort of idea of how the game plays. There is no Dota, or I mean there's no Roshan, if you will. So there's nothing like I can sort of get as a team objective to swing this in our favor. It kind of just seems like they could make a mistake here. And if they were able to make a mistake here, then we would be able to maybe to push back. But unfortunately, I mean this guy is taking maximum damage. Look at that! Look at how low a health. He's just not dying at all. Holy crap. That thing was attacking him non-stop at no HP. Did no damage. That guy's going back. I need to walk back now. What am I doing? And it just blew up the rest of us. Holy crap. I think we'll go for the surrender here. Unfortunately, going to lose that game pretty handily. 3-3-7. I did not do well at all. But that gives you an idea of how the game works. You know, the sort of the general mechanics, if you will. And at the very end here, you're able to pick up and, hey, look, I got another version of that cloak, the Sealed Devil's Cloak magic here. So it does 20 damage, and it kind of looks like it's the same thing. Honestly, it kind of looks like it's the same item that I got in there. It doesn't look that different. But I think I'm able to then use that and sort of disassemble that item to use in crafting further. So it didn't do pretty well there. They had a guy that's 11-9, 5-14, 2-15, 5-11, 5-18. I think this was their team actually, yeah. So they were actually pretty negative. This guy was just carrying everything so hardcore and could not actually capitalize on that. 3-3-7. Then we had a guy that was 0-1-2. Didn't seem like he was in the team fight much, but they got a lot of that experience early on. And 6-4-6 ended up being the best on our team. So definitely it seems like they had a better grasp of what they were doing that match, despite the fact that they were so down on kills here. Or those are all assists. Sorry. Bah. I don't know why I thought that was deaths there. Their deaths are actually quite low. That makes more sense. So this guy had 11 kills and 9 assists. So quite a lot of kills going to him, just kind of getting fed there, getting some nice Sanguine Executioner items and what have you. But yeah, that's going to be my first impressions there of Chaos Heroes Online. I also got to level 3, which means I unlocked Vesh here, which is another hero for 3 days. I can claim that reward. Try that guy out here just by hitting claim, if you will. And that moves on to this next, which is reach level 4, and then I can do Jonas for 3 days. So it kind of moves you through each of the individual heroes and kind of gives you an idea of how they play and allows you to play them before purchasing them. Although I don't actually, looking at this thing up here, I'm not really sure if the full cash shop has been implemented yet, because when I look at this here, welcome to Chaos Heroes Online, I'm not really seeing too much of a cash shop just to sort of browse through right now, if you will. So maybe it's not completely implemented. Got some random chicks here that don't like this screen right here. Does not seem to fit the rest of the kind of like persona that Chaos Heroes Online perpetuates. But that's gonna be my first impressions. Overall, not too impressed with it, I guess. I mean, I think it's kind of cool, some of the abilities they have in the game. Some of the heroes definitely have like those Dota level of like, oh my god, so BS kind of abilities. But I don't know, it just kind of feels like it's too similar to Dota 2 or even Heroes of New Earth, for example. There's just a lot of games out there that seem to do exactly the same thing as this. I mean, it does make it a little easier for you just to buy the items while you're just out and about, but unless you want to keep buying rejuvenation potions, you know, I guess it's kind of like having a rejuvenation potion with you if you're playing Dota 2, like in your inventory, and just having that off the inventory to stay in lane. But again, that's just, all of those things are just very similar to what's already out there. And so I'm just really hard pressed to say if you're already playing, say, Dota 2, that you would play Chaos Heroes Online. Maybe if you're coming from League of Legends and you want to try something that's not necessarily Dota 2, it doesn't have necessarily the same player base and knowledge base behind it already, where you feel like you're coming at a disadvantage, you might want to try Chaos Heroes Online, especially with the fact that there's a lot of similarities with sort of like some of the game design decisions. But yeah, that's that's generally my overall impressions as it is right now. The game is currently in closed beta, and should be coming out into open beta fairly soon after. So let me know what you guys think of it down below. Of course, I may not be the best person to go by. The game I was 3, 3, and 7, but you guys can at least see sort of some of the mechanics at play from the different heroes and what have you. Until next time, guys, we'll see you later. Spunkify out. Oh, can I... Oh, I didn't complete it. Dang it. Cursed you, neutral creep level 7. It's going to be my first impression, guys. I'll see you later. Spunkify out. Later, guys.